How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, Mr. Joshua, or the other name is?
Okayo.
I always confuse it with Oki. I don't know. Yeah, but Joshua, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine seeing you, Manze.
Good to see you too.
Yeah,
you're doing a good job. Huh?
Thank you, sir, Manze. 14 years we are remembering the promulgation of the Constitution. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, we are here. We are celebrating the 14 years of our new Constitution 2010 since the promulgation of the Constitution on August 27th, 2010. And one, we have to say that compared to the old Constitution, the 1969 Constitution, the 2010 Constitution has made a lot of strides insofar as certain articles are concerned, because it introduced one of the biggest achievements of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And now we have full and a little bit, not full, but to an extent, a bigger enjoyment of rights as compared to the pre-2010 Constitution. So it feels good, really, that our Constitution, though still young, but it's becoming of age with time. So yes, I am here. I feel elated to come and have a conversation around how we can improve the implementation of the Constitution 2010, which we consider a very good Constitution, except for its implementation. Actually, if we were to implement the provisions of the Constitution 2010, then we would not have quite a number of challenges that we have currently as a nation. Yes.
Yeah. So. It is how old were you when the Constitution was being?
But I don't like talking about my age.
Talking age, but you're pretty young, let's say. Yeah.
I was a bit young, not very young.
At least you could understand what is happening.
I could understand. Actually, I started interacting with the Constitution 2010 in 2012. When I joined, there's an organization called...
It was also at the public participation stage. Yeah.
Public participation stage. 2012, I was part of the Kenya Children Assembly. And basically what I was doing is that I was a representative of the children in the Children Assembly, So that is when I started interacting with Chapter 4 of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and specifically Article 53 on the rights of the child. And I think for me, this marks a great stride. It marks a great event in my life, having interacted with the Constitution for 12 years now. So remembering then what I knew then and what I know what I know now about the Constitution of Kenya 2010, I think I have grown as a person from being a child MP, quote unquote, to now who I am, and now studying the law, studying that same Constitution.
Exactly. Of course, you must be feeling proud because, of course, you started it from a young age. You started reading the Children's Act. You came as you grow up, you understand the Bill of Rights and everything. Is what you envisioned as a child and what hope it gave you. Is it the same that you are saying right now? Can you say that I'm proud and I can say the milestone that I saw the Constitution having is what it's having right now?
Comparing to what I knew as a child and what I hoped for as a child, when the Constitution of Kenya 2010 was promulgated, the people's aspirations were that we want to change as a community, and there are certain things we want for ourselves, and that is why we are bringing in a new constitutional dispensation. But look at it from a point of a child. There are so many other things that we were agitating for from the very beginning. The rights of the child, number one, the right to education, the right to basic health care, actually right to basic education, right to basic health care, right to other socio-economic issues, right to housing, right to other things, right to food. You find that we have so many families that still at the moment cannot afford these basic commodities, these basic socio-economic rights that have been guaranteed by the Constitution of Kenya 2010. We still have children lying in the streets. That means they don't have housing or accommodation. They are begging for food, they don't have food, and their health is dilapidated, meaning their right to health care is not upheld. So we have a very good constitution that points out to so many issues that affect our community, but then the implementation of that constitution is the problem. And that is why we are saying we have a constitution without constitutionalism. the spirit of the constitution is not upheld in as much as we have the provisions, or what we call the letter of the constitution. Now, the letter of the constitution is really good, but the spirit has not been upheld as it was expected in Kenyans' aspirations toward formation or promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010.
As we come to a conclusion, what is your call for action now as we celebrate 14 years of the promulgation of the Constitution?
My call to action as we celebrate 14 years since the promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 is that as young people, we have to stop believing that constitutional implementation is for the old and grown, is for the political elite, or is for the civil society organization. Everyone, everywhere in Kenya is called upon to participate, to contribute to the implementation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. It is an individual effort that will contribute to the general effort. Otherwise, if you and I do not contribute, if you and I do not ensure that we keep or we oversight our leaders, whom the oversight authority or the oversight body like the parliament has refused to oversight, then we shall be losing it. So then we have to come up as young people. Let us delve into the conversation on constitution and constitutionalism. Let us get right our rights as enshrined in chapter 4 of the Constitution. Let us make it easily accessible to our parents and our grandparents. Making it accessible means accessibility basically speaks to the language used, explanation. Are you using it? Are you actually making it in a language that your mother or your father can understand, or your grandfather? And what form are you communicating it? Are you going to use TikTok, or are you going to go to them in person and tell them, look, this is what is provided for in the Constitution, and these are your rights, these are your responsibilities, and this is the extent to which you can actually exercise your rights. Most people just understand their rights, but they don't know the extent to which they can exercise their rights. We have limitation to those rights under Article 24, 25. And limitation of those rights is to the extent that you cannot enjoy your right, to the extent that you actually limit another person's enjoyment of such rights. Yes. At the same time, I've just seen someone who knows me. At the same time, you cannot enjoy those rights to the extent that you destroy other people's property. So there's that limitation to those rights at the same time. So yes, the long and short of it is that I am happy. We are growing as a nation, but the Constitution has not done so well like we aspired from the very beginning, but I know there is something that will improve as days go by.
Thank you so much, Joshua. Actually, what I feel you're saying is that where my rights end is where another person's rights begin. Actually, in short term, in a very short term. But thank you so much for talking to us. Continue doing the great work you're doing.